What's going on, good people?
What's
What is
up?
going on? Y'all know what time it is? It's Wind
Down
Down
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yes.
And y'all know I'm sitting here, I'm sitting with my girl. We chilling. I thought it was gonna rain today. It's been raining all week, and I thought about maybe we should get out and go and hang, somewhere and do the show. But I was like, a sister don't need to be out there getting wet.
We can't be letting all this sugar melt, you know what I'm saying? I
Exactly.
mean, but it's nice out. It end up not raining.
It ended up not raining, and I don't watch the weather and the news and all that stuff, to even tell me what the weather's gonna be like unless I'm going out of town because I need to know how to pack. But anyway, it's Wind Down Wednesday. I'm sitting here.
Yes.
You know who it is, what it is, and what we do. I don't have a degree in this stuff. We didn't go to school for this.
Nope.
It's just something that we like doing. We like bringing you some ideas, some thoughts, some processes, just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But
We
we
just
like
chit
keeping it
chat.
100%.
That's right. Chit chatting at 1,000.
Chit chatting, chit chatting, chit chatting. So, y'all know who I am. I'm Sandy. I'm sitting here with my girl.
Hey, it's Shanice. Y'all know how we do it every single Wednesday. It's Wind Down Wednesday. We in the middle of the week. It's hump day, as people will call it. We call it wind down, but some
Yes,
people call it hump day.
yes.
We just right dab smack in the middle. So, yes, it's going down. How
It's
was your
going
week?
on. Girl, let me see. It's Wednesday. Like you said, it's the middle of the week. It's Wind Down Wednesday. It's Hump Day. It's almost Friday. So my week thus far has been wonderful. It's been great. It's been phenomenal. I mean, I'm still happy. God is still good.
Oh,
I'm still alive. I'm still doing well. So other than that, my week has been great. My family is good. Everybody is doing well. Thank God, with the numbers of COVID and the variants rising, everybody's still doing good. We're still doing, everybody's still smiling and, walking around being happy. So, how was your week?
it's going great. It's moving pretty fast. Had some meetings happen, and it's just moving fast. My baby girl started school yesterday. Her first day back. So I'm happy and sad at the same time.
Right, right.
But it's going great. I can't complain at all. Another chance on this side. What is there to complain about?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think, I was thinking the other day, I was like, there are things that happen in our life for reasons. We don't know what those reasons are, but things happen. What's going on, Carolyn? What's
Hey,
happening?
thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. There are things that go on in our life that we don't have control over. We don't know what's happening, but we don't even know why it happened. But what we do need to do is make sure we take care of ourselves. Go to the doctor, do your checkups, just make sure you're taking care of yourself because tomorrow's not promised. Things happen beyond our control.
For
But
sure.
anyway, live life, be happy about how you're living it and the way you want to live it and who you want to live it with.
Sure.
Be happy. Like I said last week, and it's still been in my spirit. The best investment is self-investment. When you invest in self, you can't go wrong when you invest in your own self.
Yep.
Sometimes we got to stop and trying to figure out what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it about other people and how we're gonna make other people happy or the impact that other people have on our lives. We have to make sure that us, we got to invest in ourselves. You got to
A
invest
must.
in
It is
you.
definitely a must.
It's a must. It's a guaranteed must because when you stop investing in self, you have a tendency to lose self. So that's my take on it. I don't know what you all's take on it is, but that's my take. There you go, Carolyn. Because
Definitely
first of
chime
all,
in. That's right. Chime in. We like when you talk to us.
yes, because first of all, I learn from the best. I learn from people like Carolyn because you got to look and your older generation, those that have been there and experienced a lot of things in life. You have to look and you got to make sure you listen to what they are saying. So
Wisdom. Wisdom.
wisdom.
Yes,
wisdom.
yes.
If you're having so many issues with things in life and what's going on in your life and around your life, you might want to start investing in self. That might
That could
help.
be anything. That could be counseling. That could be going to get a pedicure, treating yourself, taking yourself out to lunch or dinner. Um, a massage. Buying your favorite book, buying your favorite bottle of wine.
Hanging out
Those
with
are just a
positive
few.
people.
Those are just a few. Hang around positive people. Those are just a few things. Like, self-care, it means different things to different people. So my self-care may not be your self-care and vice versa, but it's definitely necessary because we are all at a place where at any given time, depending on what's going on in your life, you can crack because
Absolutely.
so much is happening and so much is on not just one person's shoulder, everyone's shoulders.
Yep.
A lot more people are taking on way more than they probably should. And at any point, it could tip over, And so you want to make sure that your mental health is together because your mental health is going to affect your physical well-being.
Yep.
And so that self-care piece is definitely important. I don't care if it's, sitting in a room and quiet for half an hour, just to, wind down and rethink your thoughts. You have
Right.
to do what you feel is best for you.
Carolyn
Yes,
said, get you some wine.
yes.
Get you some
Wine,
wine.
wine. Hey,
That's right.
if that's your thing, prop your feet up, grab your glass,
Grab your
and
glass.
relax. Yes.
Even if it ain't just, if you just sit outside and grab you some Kool-Aid. Hey, Kool-Aid.
Listen, some water, some
Some
some some,
cranberry
some
juice.
green tea, okay?
Just do you. Take some time and invest in you. And we said earlier, Carolyn is one of those that, provide the wisdom and provided wisdom and guidance for me, and when you talk about the older generation compared to the millennials and the generation Z's, G's, E's, A, B, C, D, whatever they are, my baby had a question. We talk, me and my daughter talk a lot, and I try to make sure that, I lead by example. So she has something to follow and someone to follow. And, you don't do what I do.
For
But
sure. Be better.
exactly, you be better than me, because that was my goal, was to make sure that the struggle that I grew up with, she didn't have that same struggle. Yes, Carolyn, I love you too. Um, so my thing is that she had a question and she said, Mom, your generation. She was like, I know you done, been married and you done got a divorced and, you know, you just started seeing somebody and your friends. I done been around all your friends and some of your friends have been in the same situation too. She said, how do you all, as an older generation, how do you ask or how do you know if someone wants you to be the one? Not necessarily saying they want you to be married to them right now, but pretty much what she was saying back in the day. Y'all know how it was when we was little. Would you be my girlfriend,
Yes,
boyfriend?
check,
Check
yes or
yes
no.
or
Or
check no,
maybe.
or maybe or not or whatever. She wanted to know what's the difference between back then, how it used to be, or how it was when I was growing up as a younger person and when I got married. How is it now for older people to be in a relationship? And how do you know that you are in that relationship with just that one person? Well,
That's funny.
I said, so my question, my answer to her was, when you meet people, and this is with anybody, when you meet people, you better put something out there you better put it out there. You better put out there what your expectation is, what you're looking for. Uh,
What you will accept, what you'll tolerate, what you won't.
yep. And that's it. Communication, Carolyn said, we talk to each other. We let each other know. You got to put it out there on the table at the beginning. You cannot have it where you're misleading someone and they have no clue that that's not what you're looking for. Carolyn said, no texting.
Yes,
You,
ma'am.
and I like the face to face thing. So I also told her, yes, you have to talk on the phone. And hold on, Carolyn, we ain't trying to touch too early. Now wait a minute, back it up. Ain't
Yeah.
trying to touch
This
too
is a
early.
getting to know you stage. Carolyn
That
went right
yeah,
to human touch.
Carolyn went
A
right to the
hug, a handshake, a
I got
kiss.
to hold your hand. I got to, shake your hand. I got to give you a hug. I get it. That kind of human touch. I'm with you, Carolyn. I'm with you. But, and I told her, I said, you got to put that you got to put that out there very beginning on what your expectations are and what you want and what you don't want. Because if you don't, then how's anybody going to ever know what you're looking for?
I would say, I'm not in the dating realm, of course, but I have family members and friends who are. And I mean, to be quite honest, if you've been a person that's been in a relationship for a long period of time and you got divorced or you're not with that person anymore, the older you get, your patience is different. The challenges are different. It's a lot of stuff that you're not willing to put up with. And so therefore, in my thought process and what I hear from friends and family is that you just be upfront. You say, hey, this is what I got time for, this is what I don't have time for, because I mean you feel like at a point you've already wasted a lot of your time. You've already wasted a lot of time. So if you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s and you're dating right now, the patience that you had in your teens, 20s, and 30s, that's gone. And so therefore you're in a different place. There's certain things you're just not willing to wait for. Like I'm not willing to settle for this or that. And you just have to put it out there, not rude, not nasty, but hey, it's out there. This is what
It's
I
out
like.
there.
This is what I don't like. Not, I think I might like, or I'm gonna let him do it, or I'm gonna let her do it, and then we'll see. Like, nah, player. That's
Right.
why I don't like people that lie to me. Straight up, whether it's a white lie, a little lie, big lie, I don't like lies. Just
It's
put
a
it right
lie.
out there. You know what I
It's a
mean? Because
lie.
like I said, as you get older, our age, their patience, I ain't got that kind of time.
It's games. What's the point in playing a game with somebody if you're trying to get to know them?
For sure.
Why
Don't
would you
waste
want
my
to play games?
time, and I don't want to waste your time, right?
Exactly. So what are you doing? I mean, and I was talking to brother the other day, and it was like somebody was telling me, it was like, oh, you need to have a dating thing so people can come out and meet each other,
We had
I don't
talked
know
about
if
that
it's
some time ago, like a
necessary.
little mixer.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little mixer. Because, I wouldn't call it a speed dating thing because I don't want you to feel rushed when you're trying to talk to somebody. So that might not be a bad idea. But at the end of the day, we are all adults, especially our age. We are not desperate.
For
That's the
sure.
key. When you get older,
Say that, Carolyn.
exactly. That's the difference right there. That is probably the number one difference. We are not desperate and we are not needy. These
Nope.
young girls, on the other hand, as Carolyn stated, they feel like they need a man. They got to have a man.
Or
Why
they
not?
go chase them, or they go fight over him. Who got that kind of time?
Well, there's some older people that feel that way too. Unfortunately, there are some older men that feel like they need women, and older women feel like they need a man. I mean, but who has that kind of time to be, you know, chasing down something that you think you need, but you don't need it. You want it, but it ain't nothing. It's not necessarily what you need.
Right.
I mean,
And a lot of people are dating for companionship. They're dating for, I'm hoping they're dating for balance, because no one wants to date themselves.
nope.
So opposites definitely attract, so yeah, it's different. It should be anyway. It should be, those specific purposes for balance, for companionship,
Right.
to hang out, not if I don't have you, then I'm nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I bring something to the table, you bring something
Yep.
to the table. Let's put it
Exactly.
together and make it something powerful. That
Yep.
should be the thought process, but everybody's not there yet.
No, they're not. But then you can't force you can't force them to get to that point because
Mm-mm.
if they're not there, that means they're not ready. And you will see the signs of them not being ready. When I was I went to the bank the other day, a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to a girl that was in there, and she was saying, she said to me, "What up? What up? What up? Heart Glows?
Hey,
What's going on, Heart Glows?" We're talking about it, Heart Glows. We're talking about older individuals getting into relationships. How do you go about asking someone to be your,
significant other, your
yeah,
boo, your
yeah,
girlfriend, your girlfriend, your lady, you know.
my daughter posed that question to me, and she wanted to know, at my age, how do we know and what do we do? And who's asking who to be in a relationship, a one-on-one relationship. So that's what we're talking about. And we're talking about
Hey,
also
AJ, thanks for
what's going
tuning
on,
in.
AJ. We hope you're feeling better, AJ. Lots of
Yes.
prayers. Um, companionship is a start. What's going on, Keisha Gross? Companionship
Hey.
is a start, but we're also talking about Hark, self-investment. You got to invest in self, because once you invest in self, now you might be ready to get into that relationship with that individual. You might, a committed relationship. You just don't. Relationships are easy to get into. You can get into a relationship.
You can get to a relationship, you can get into a situationship. There's a lot of situationships out there.
You can get into a sexy ship, where ain't nothing you doing but sex. But how do you get into a committed relationship with an individual, and how do you ask them, being older, everybody on here ain't divorced, everybody on here has a significant other or somebody that they're with. So how, compared to the younger generation, how is it that we know without them ever asking? Because y'all know it. You know it when you're dating somebody. Y'all know when you are dating somebody at our age, and that's the only person you seeing, and that's the only person that they're seeing. But ain't nobody ever said, "Will you be my woman or will you be my man?" You
Right.
just automatically assume
That
that
this is
you
it.
guys are in that relationship. Y'all know it. That's how old people are. We talk. We do, like Carolyn said, others. It should be naturally
Yes,
evolving.
Carolyn,
It
definitely.
should be. It should be at our age. We should feel that it evolving moment, or the times that it's evolving and we're evolving together in that relationship. But how is it we at our age is definitely not like, because
Yes.
my daughter
Yes.
want her friend to say, "Listen, will you be my woman?" But she's 28. She's 28. She wants that. She wants him to ask her. She don't want to be expecting or anticipating or thinking that she is, when it was never
Assuming.
discussed or talked about.
And
So,
Hart said at our age it should be easier. We've gone through the BS, which I kind of said that too. But you need to have your mind and self in the right space, and that's true. And for the more seasoned vets out there, you ain't got time for the games, and with Courtney being her posing that question is because of the exposure that she has, what I'm saying, with you and being around the generation is just so different, and the expectation in the
yes,
generation is different
it's a huge gap.
because I've watched even my daughter's age, the younger ones, and it's odd, it's awkward. They make it weird. Like, it's all about what your social media is. Like, hey, what's your Snap? Or, hey, what's your Instagram? It's not,
Right, right.
hey, it's not a gentleman approaching a lady and saying, hey, you look nice, and giving a compliment and saying, hey, are you in a relationship? Like, can I call you sometime? Like, you're not seeing that in the younger generation.
Nope.
In the older generation, not all, but some, you are seeing that. You are seeing a guy approach a girl, him giving her a compliment just because that's how a majority of us old schoolers was
Yep.
raised. Like,
Yep.
you're not gonna come in no lady, no sideways with your Snap, with your Insta, like, huh? What?
And that's what you're basing it on, is that figure that you're seeing on Insta and on Facebook, all that social media stuff.
Yeah.
Majority of that stuff to me, from far as I'm concerned, is fake. Because you listen to these people talk about, oh, they unfollowed this person or they unfollowed that person. Well, we know they ain't together no more. Why are you basing your relationship on being together on social media in the first place? But we are old school. We can't
Yes.
just, we do. I'm just saying we do. We just, if we seeing somebody, we just automatically, it's an automatic feeling with us. It's
Yep.
automatic feeling with us. We know the games. We've seen them and we've heard them. Carolyn says, get a man that was raised by an old school mother. He knows how to treat a woman, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Girl, don't we all hope he does. We all hope we really do. We pray he does. But the thing about it is, if they don't, do you still continue to invest your time, energy, and whatever else you got into that individual? If you're with somebody and they are mistreating you, then why would you continue to still be with them?
Right.
Because
And the difference in the generation is big because of the mindset, the maturity, and the approach. They're all different, it should be, because we got young fools and you got old fools. A fool is a fool. It's not about
period,
age. It's not
period,
about age at all.
at all. Which is why we say, you have to invest in yourself. Self-care, self-investment is probably one of the best things that you can do. Even if you're in a relationship, there are still times that you need to do that self-investment. You need to invest
Definitely.
in yourself. That self-check. You got to 1-2 check yourself. Because there was a time, there was really a time, and this is, most of the people that know me know that, I went through some stuff or whatever. But there was really a time where I would pull on my street and hate it that I was driving on the street to go in my house. That feeling of just like, oh, anger came over me. But then down through the years, the older you get, the investments that you put in yourself, you won't allow yourself to get in that situation again or be placed in that situation again. So your feelings are not that way. But that's when you get older. That only comes with that experience that you've gone through.
Exactly. They're
The
definitely the best teacher.
Yes, experience is always gonna be our best teacher. Wait, that a song that say? And is it a song that talk about experiences? Think
I
that.
don't know. We can make one though.
Oh, we can make one up. We'll make a song up. We'll make something up in a minute. We certainly will. We always humming and singing something and clapping to a beat or
For
something.
certain.
You
For
know.
certain.
But yeah, self investment.
I think values core, what is the person's values? That's a big thing too. What is their character? Because, a person's character says a lot. Their values, their core says a lot.
Yep, it does, Carolyn. If someone allows it to get to them, it's going to eat them to pieces, and it'll destroy their spirit. Now you got to pick up the pieces, and you got to come back. And that's where that self investment come back into. That's when you invest in yourself.
Yep, and that's another thing too. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter when you think about the generations. If it's something that's disturbing in your spirit, or if it's something that's draining you, that's something that you can walk away from. And that's just that's at any age, that's in any walk of life. Whether you in a relationship, whether your group of friends or your circle of friends, like you can't allow people to draw um your energy from you, your
Yep.
positive energy from you. Just take till you're depleted to nothing.
But for some, let's just keep it real. For some, it's easier said than done. Some
That's
people
true.
just cannot pick up, walk out, and go on to do what they want to do and how they want to do it. But I will say this: you can live that life how you want to until things are done and said and over. You don't have to live. You choose to live in misery. We all have choices. We all got choices. If you choose to live in that misery, then you're gonna be in that misery. You know,
Sometimes you just gotta say enough is enough, and you just gotta jump, or you
and
gotta take a
yeah,
chance and go out with that guy, or call him up on the phone, or he call you up, and see what happens. Like, if there's somebody who avoids talking to you on the phone, like,
right.
maybe that's it's small and it seems really petty, but maybe that's a warning sign. Why don't you? He always just want to text. He don't want to talk to me on the phone. Like, what's up with that?
And then you don't ever want to meet in the same place. You want to meet somewhere else. You know, you don't never you meet, I can't ever go over to your house. You always want to come over to mine. That's a clue. That's a clue. But don't keep yourself. It's called self-investment. You have to invest in yourself in order to move forward and do what you want to do. But you got to put it on the table when you meet people. You got to put that on the table. You can't just not. You cannot have somebody running around here like they playing a basketball game, and then if you shooting the basketball to see if you're gonna make it or not make it, ain't them kind of games. How many times how many points you can score with her, how many points you can score with him. It don't work like that. We are older, so I'm hoping and praying that the information that I gave her about, because we do, and then I told her that, I said, unfortunate piece about old people, some old people, they start seeing each other, they automatically think, oh, well, shoot, that's my girl, that's my guy. But that didn't happen with me. We talked about it. What do you want? What do you want?
Yep, you always have to ask those questions, because assumptions, what it say, makes an ass out of you and me.
Both.
So
It's
let's
like,
ask, like, I know
what are you looking for?
we've been kicking it strong. Y'all don't really see you around too many people. You don't really see me around too many people. Like, are we dating? Like,
Right.
are we together? Like, are we putting a title on this? What are we doing? Like, you have to have that conversation. You can't assume, because us women, let's just be frank. We are attracted through our ear gate, right? So what a man says to us, men are attracted to the visual, what they see. And so there has to be a conversation, because you don't need that confusion in your ear gate.
No.
You want to write it out. You want it to be plain and simple. And so you have to verbalize what this is. So that everybody's on the same page. So there's no, so that there's no misconceptions, because there is some old fools out there still want booty calls. Let's just be real. It's not about age.
No, it's not.
I don't want a woman. I want somebody I can call up when I get an engagement. Can you go with me? You know what I mean? If that's what you're looking for, say that's what you're looking for. If I want to be in a relationship and maybe later on down the line, I would like to have a wife, say that's what you're looking for.
Exactly.
Like, you got to write the vision and make it plain. You cannot. Older people, we don't got them kind of time to play them kind of game.
No, we don't. And when I was like dating, and that was only a couple of people that I would date, I call them purses. It's just like who you said. It was like, who to call to that you need if you wanted to go somewhere, hang out and do whatever, because they were all just friends. They were nobody that I was trying to move forward with, because I was still trying to invest in myself before I wanted to be bogged down or bombarded down or in a committed relationship with someone. I was just doing what I wanted to do. And like Carolyn said in one of her in one of her statements, she was like, you just gotta just go ahead on and let it go, cry it out, lay on the floor, slobber, let snot come out your mouth and all of that, and then trust and believe in God and then move on. I mean, you got to, because I'm telling y'all that peace of mind is just like nothing else. That's probably one of the best feelings than one could ever have, other than the orgasm. Yes, I said it. A peace of mind, baby. Peace of mind ain't nothing like a peace of mind. Nothing like a peace of mind. Piece of booty, we good. But a peace of mind, yes, honey, ain't nothing you can't beat having a good peace of mind.
And clear judgment.
Baby. And that's all up to you. It's all up to you, the individual person themselves. If you allow yourself to be in a rut, then guess what? You're going to stay in it. But until you, like Carolyn said, let it go, move on, and do what you got to do. And you can do it. I think this is me. I feel, now y'all help me out here. If you're in a relationship with someone, let's go deeper. If you're married to somebody, and let's go in another way, even if you're living with somebody, how can you move forward if your relationship with that person is not good, it's not going well, you're struggling, things are happening, you're two ships in the night. How can you move on if it's a struggle to move on? How can you? Because you're living with somebody, you're married to somebody, y'all in the same house. You're in a relationship with somebody, and you stuck on them like gorilla glue. You can't let them go. How do you move on if all of that stuff is still connected? How can you move forward?
Can't have a conversation. You always have to be frank about where you are, because things change all the time. People's change, their emotions change, their viewpoints, their feelings. And so you often have to talk about where you are, and what steps that may need to be next. Like, how can I support you next? Where can I support
everybody,
you next?
You got one person want to talk, the other person don't want to talk. You got one person that's trying to make sure that let's come to some kind of agreement, but you got another person that's not willing
they
to
don't want to. Yeah.
Mentally, mentally that ain't good. So it's a lot of confusion going on. How do you come out of it? How do you get over there? How do you move forward? How do you go on with the next step in your life? Me personally, I say you got to continue to live your life.
Keep moving.
You cannot allow that type of destruction or negativity to destroy you, because some people, that's all they want to do. That's all they want to do. In a relationship, that's all some people want to do. They don't want you to ever have nothing, but they want everything.
I hear you, Karen said, figure it out. And then once it's figured out, decide who goes.
Hey, and like I said, Carolyn,
and for some, it's easier said than done, because a lot of people
that's right.
are thinking about business decisions that they may have tied up with each other, financial things that are tied up. It's a lot of things that are tied together. So, and saying that it's easier said than done, because I know a few people who they really do need to move it along, but they just won't. They stuck.
But this is that the investment that you put in yourself. This is that self-investment. You cannot continue to allow that negativity to take over, because it's completely taken over, because you said stuck. Now, how do you become unstuck? You have got to do that self-check. You got to self-check. You got to invest.
It's gotta be in that individual's own timing, because a slew of people can tell you what you should do, but you're not gonna move until it's time.
Yep, I mean,
but it's not gonna be my time. It's not gonna be, your next door neighbor's time. And so, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired at this point.
Yep. And like Carolyn said, you're scared to fly. They're scared to be solo by themselves. See, that's the problem with being in a relationship. There's so many people that are scared to do it alone, scared to do it by themselves. And I think that's another reason why my child is not really trying to get into a relationship, or her and I conversations, she would love to be in a relationship with somebody, but she hasn't met anybody that can prove themselves to her. They have not proven themselves to her for her to even be in that committed relationship, because they play too many. These little young kids play too many silly mind games. Yeah. They want they cake, ice cream. They want the whole house.
Where she is smart, and she'll know when that time is, because who wants to be in a relationship just to waste time? And not only with that, there are several people that are married in a relationship right now. You have to not lose yourself, and that's the thing. Like that. That's why we keep nailing that self-care piece, because it's so easy to get caught up in the threshold on, everything one person wants to do, or there that balance is not there, and so therefore things are happening, turbulence is coming, and
Yep.
it's like, I think I might need to part my own way, but I don't know how to, or I feel like I can't because this is my role. This has always been my role. So how do I walk into another role? And
Yep.
so being single and in moving into dating, you have to know yourself, and moving from dating into marriage, you have to know yourself.
Yeah. And that person
Exactly.
to a certain point, because you're going to continue to grow together and learn each other, because you're not going to know everything at one time.
You will
But
never know everything.
no, and
But
that's
you
the
have to
thing.
be transparent enough to say, hey, what's happening right now? I'm not with this.
Yep.
And either it needs to change or I have to do something different.
Yep.
And you have to stick to that.
You got to stick to it. That's why I'm like, and it was for me and Carolyn, it was like, when you get to that point where, boom, but everything that looked good to you ain't good for you.
Everything that glitters ain't what? It ain't
Go.
gold. It's glass.
It's glass, baby, and it's got a dull shine to it too. It's done been worn out. I mean, but the whole thing about it is that investing in self, investing in what you need, providing what you need for yourself is the best thing that you could probably ever do. And that's what I tell her, find out, what you want, period. You got to know what you want first before you go into, the next relationship or being bombarded with somebody that you don't like, because she and I always tell her, so and so like you. How you know? Hello, I'm 56. I think I can tell when somebody like you. I think I could tell when they like you. And then she was like, we talk, like I said, we talk. And you say, Mom, somebody got a girlfriend. I was like, what? I was like, I guess you let them slip through your fingers, huh? She was like, no, because we weren't vibing, and now here they go with the vibing thing. But how do you know if you never gave them that opportunity or a chance to see if you could vibe, or whatever? So I just wanted to take her time, and her way of doing things is definitely not our way of doing things, because we are older now, and I can recall when Carolyn and I were hanging out when we were, single, living that single life. There was a lot of people that like Carolyn, boy. A lot of people like Carolyn. They was like,
Carolyn, girl.
"Ooh-wee." They was like, where's that Carolyn at? I still get that from people. Some older
she made
people.
her business. That's what she
They was like, where's Carolyn? And so we had a great time with each other, hanging out with each other. But the thing about it is, we always knew the limitations and what to do and what not to do, not to get involved with somebody that didn't have their mind right, or their head on straight, and all of that other stuff. So, but the generation now, they don't know that.
Anything goes.
They don't know that. They don't know how to look at it. They don't know what to see. Yeah, girl, we knew they were showing up some fools. Yes, they were, honey. Yes, they were. And wanted to some of them half the time wanted to be the police. I was like, we ain't no way you ain't the police, but you want to be the police. And then that a lot of them had a fetish about guns and talking, and every time you meet, this is my thing. I never wanted to meet somebody and the only thing they wanted to talk about is policing. No. No. Can we talk about something else, please?
It's my career. It's not who I am.
Exactly. I made the uniform. The uniform did not make me. So my thing is that you just got to know. You got to check yourself, invest in self, and make sure that what you're looking for and what you see when it come in front of you ain't no foolishness. And that's what I told her. I want to see them first of all. I kind of got a good feel for people. All they got to do is open their mouth and start talking. You kind of know what they, you
What they about? Yeah.
if you hang out around them
But
for a little
but
bit.
again, that wisdom, that experience, that being through some things, that all plays a factor in, moving forward.
Yep. We live and learn. We learn to live. That's one of my mottos.
That's
We
it.
live to learn and we learn to live. So we learn to live with a whole lot of stuff that we've seen, over our lifespan. So,
Yeah. And you
it's
got to make adjustments accordingly.
you got to, because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck. Like you said, that one word, stuck.
Man,
In a rut. Stuck. How you
stuck
gonna
like Chuck.
stuck like Chuck? How you gonna be in a relationship and not? I mean, it's just I see it all the time. It's like, oh, I see it all the time. It's how you be in a relationship and you the bad person all the time. And are they not doing wrong themselves? But you the bad person. You are the bad person. How can you be in a relationship and you be stuck like Chuck? I just don't get it. I don't know. You are absolutely. This is what I feel, and I tell Courtney this. They don't control your life. You don't allow them to control your life. First of all, you're too young for them to be controlling your life. And you never want to be in a relationship with anybody that feels like they are controlling,
No, that's not
or
healthy.
narcissist. It's a
Yeah.
lot of narcissists out there.
Yes, ma'am.
You got to see them. You got to know who they are. You got to, when you see them, you got to recognize it. But they're so young. This generation now is so young. They don't know what, they don't
No,
know what they're looking at.
it's it's a
They see the
lot.
glitter.
It's a lot that they're allowing that they shouldn't be.
They see the glitter. They see the glitter. And it's like, yes, we talked about it earlier. I'm gonna unfollow you on Facebook and the gram and all that other stuff. So it's over. It's like don't sit around and be mistreated. Don't do that. But it's hard. But when you get our age,
It ain't hard.
it ain't hard. It ain't hard at all, because you're not gonna be sitting around watching and looking at people, treating you wrong.
You
Also,
you choose you choose what you're willing to accept.
correct. Exactly. And if you're not willing to accept it, then guess what? You're gonna be walking around with a smile on your face.
Move
Like
along, move along, leave it for somebody else to accept.
get it on, get it on, get it on. So somebody else let somebody else's life be miserable. Let them go on and let somebody else's life be miserable, but don't let them let yours be miserable.
Right. Exactly.
Period. It's like, and don't get it twisted. We already know that those people that have been married for umpteen years, they done went through some stuff. They done gone through some stuff. Carolyn said the younger generation go for the looks. They do, instead of the substance. They do. That's the unfortunate. Not just the looks. They want to go for that quick, fast money that they think they have, and at the end of the day, they don't really have it. They just cash their check on Tuesday,
I
and they flashing it on Friday. That's pretty much how it is.
mean, I could say that I can agree with her, but I can also say that a lot of times, oh, I'm sorry, this generation they don't have the examples that we had. They don't have the big mamas, that sit down and talk to them, or aunties that say, hey, shoot, auntie she's 7 years older than you, so
Yeah.
she out here trying to get it too. So what real advice can she give you? So she said,
Carolyn, don't put that wine down. Girl, that's how you having a good time right
that's
there.
right, she relaxing.
Exactly.
But
That's that self right there. That's
yeah,
that self-care.
this generation is not really being led like how we were, and so it's so easy because they grow up in dysfunction to accept dysfunction in a relationship and
Yep.
think that that's how it's supposed to go.
Yep.
Until unfortunately something detrimental happens and they wake up like, wait a minute, hold on. I'm meeting people, I'm interacting with people, I'm in this big wide world, and they're not getting treated like that.
Nope. Nope.
Why am
Nope.
I? Why am I allowing myself to get treated this
Exactly.
way? So I think that has to do a lot to do with it. No examples.
Acceptance. You just don't accept that. You just don't accept it. And there aren't any examples. And that's why I said I try, and I really pray that I was a good example. I ain't gonna say I was great because everybody's not. I'm not perfect. I was the best example that I could be for her. And that's why I did believe in. She never ever. It's very difficult. It was always difficult, and it's still difficult for me to do some things at my age now. That because she is here, she does live with me, and I still don't do those things. It's hard for me to spend the night at my friend's house. It's because it's like, oh my God, here I am, but I'm grown, I'm old, but it's like, and it's hard for me, to allow him to spend the night with me. So those things are very extremely difficult. But it's like I'm hoping that the life that I lived and how I lived it, she just gets the same thing. Or hopefully she can meet somebody, and then the expectations, and she tells them what she's expecting from them. So
right, and it's important to not just set the boundaries or say the boundaries, but to see them.
Yep.
It's a lot of. I mean, we got 1,000,001 stories put together that we can say, hey, well, my mama told me not to smoke, but that's all she did was smoke. Change.
Right.
You have to not. It's not about what they see. You say it's about what they see.
Exactly.
You can say whatever, but what am I seeing from you?
Exactly. My mama told me not to drink. She did. My mama told me. She told all of us not to drink, but she never drank. She never drank, or she never smoked. So she didn't just tell us. She did what you just said. She showed it to us too. But at the end of the day, I still have a sip of wine or two, even when she said don't do it,
That's not bad. All things in moderation, but some people, they just, that's one of 1,000,000 examples we could give, but they get my drift, where
exactly.
it's better for these kids, whether they're grown or not, to just see an example.
Right.
And at the end of the day, all we can do is pray.
That's it.
We can give them the best advice we can, and we pray and let God take care of the rest. Because they have to learn, and we ain't listen to everything our mama told us to do.
And we keep them covered with the blood. I mean, that's it.
That's all, because we ain't do every single thing our mama would have wanted us to do, or our dad. So you do the best you can. When you know better, you do better.
Exactly. Look, Kellen said she still can't type. She got to put that wine down. She's like, she can't type. Thank you, Kellen, because you did that with your boys. And oftentimes they say a woman can't raise a son. Yes and no. A man can't raise a girl. Yes and no. You can teach them what to expect and what not to expect from when they meet somebody. How they are supposed to treat somebody when they meet somebody, when somebody comes into their lives, when they're trying to get into a relationship, when they're trying to marry somebody. Listen, I don't want you to marry the alcoholic. He's an alcoholic. She's an alcoholic. They're an abuser. Don't be with them. So I can't tell you how to be a man or teach you how to be a man, but I can definitely show you how to treat a woman. I can, and brother can definitely show Nisi Poo how she should be treated by a man. So there's a difference in all of this, especially when you get into relationships. So I just, we pray that our children make the right decisions, but only because we have instilled it in them so much, and as often as we possibly could. So that's,
and we got community. We not just community, we got a team around us of praying folks. I'm around because my grandmama was a praying woman. Her mama was a praying woman. You know what I mean? Like, and it's generational.
And that's the thing. And that's another thing, about relationships. Is he, I ain't saying he got to go to church and be in church 24/7, but is he gonna ever go at all? You meet somebody, does he ever, and if you do, if you marry him, if he gonna stop or not. If he ain't gonna keep going, that once you get into that relationship with them, you gonna know that. So it's like, Know what you're getting into before you get into it, because they're gonna always show you their colors. They're gonna always show you who they are. It ain't gonna be, because it's gonna come out. But then to continue to give them a chance after chance after chance, only for them to do it over again, that's when you got to do that self check. That's why you got to invest in yourself and do what you need to do for you. Because at the end of the day, pretty much, it's really all about you. It's really all about you. It's
For
really all
sure.
about you. You know, you just, somebody else is coming in that you're allowing to come in, but it's still all about you. How are you going to treat them? How do you want them to treat you? It's all about you. You're not a selfish individual, not a selfish person, but you just want to be happy.
That's
Just
it.
happy.
That's it. When you
I
know
just,
better, you do better. You do the best you can. You try to positively influence people. You know, when it's your place, and that's all you can. You just do the
yeah,
best you can, and
yep,
that's it. You know, we're not perfect. We all make mistakes, but and everything is a choice.
yep,
So you talk it, you try to walk it. You know,
exactly.
because at the end of the day, I was raised, how I grew up. So it's old school. You know, you if you ain't got your word, you ain't got nothing.
Yep, nope.
So you say you gonna be somewhere, be that place, show up, you know,
And
small things like that.
yep, and if you are in a relationship, I mean, try your hardest to get to know that person, because there are a lot of users out there. They want to use you for their advantage, to
Right.
their advantage, you know, and it's easy for us as an older generation to see right through that. But
Those
then there
games.
are some get so caught up so quickly, you know, in the bling, in the looks, in the suave, you know, Mr. Ooh wee, ooh wee, he talking that good stuff, he start out treating you like, you know, you want to be
A
treated, but
million bucks. Yeah.
exactly, but let's that the clock keep ticking, and then you start seeing some other things, but you want to stay with them because of what?
Time
I,
invested.
because you can, because the way they look, because you think they got some bling, because they're a purse. They might look good in a suit or some nice jeans or a pretty dress. Got to know what you're getting up here and in here. Self
Yep.
baby, that self investment ain't nothing like it.
That's
Ain't nothing
it.
like it. Cause honey, I know, been there and done that. You got to take time for yourself too. Got to take time for yourself, and that's what I think. That's what I think she's doing right now. I'm praying that she is taking time for herself.
Right.
And knowing and figuring out. And at 28, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want. This is what I need, and this is what I'm gonna do. So
Yep.
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm praying. I'm hoping. But y'all know what it is. It's Wind Down Wednesday.
That's right. And we have come to the point in our show where we do our positive quotes. Before we do that, Friday in the city of Cincinnati, state of Ohio. If you ain't got nothing to do, come on downtown to Washington Park
Come
for a
on.
free concert. Jay Holiday will be in the building.
Yep.
It is absolutely free at Washington Park here in Cincinnati, Ohio. So come on down. They had the concession stand open. You can buy you something to drink. They have little food trucks and stuff. Like, come, have a good time. Summer's almost over. Bring your chair.
Bring your chair. That's
Bring
the
your
that's the
chair.
important piece right there. Bring your chair.
Bring your chair so you have
But
somewhere to sit.
get
Yeah,
there early so you can get a good seat.
that's right, for
Because
sure.
I'm
Bring your
telling
chair
you,
and come on out. And then Sunday, we're in Indy.
yep,
That flyer also is on the Tech Radio page. So we'll be in Indy for Mr. Rick Sexton
yep,
and a few other folks. We'll have Sometry, Ayana Lewis. So come on out if you can Sunday. Come on out to Indy. Show starts at 4. The information will be on the Tuck Radio page, so look for that flyer. And we just so appreciative of all of our listeners globally, because this thing is worldwide. Tuck Radio is worldwide.
it really is.
We just so excited.
We are. We are. You go out of town and people see you. Hey, Sandy.
They be like, hey, Talk Radio. We be like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's what
hey.
the first saying that talk radio, and I'm looking like I know you. Like, okay,
Oh, I'll be like, all right now.
exactly. All right now. But yeah, we got a lot of things going on. October is about to be a busy month. We're trying to do some things before the beginning of the year, but we want everybody to stay clean, stay fresh, stay safe,
Say
stay
mask up,
healthy,
wash them
mask
hands.
up, wash your hands, but most of all, be you, be happy, be excited about what you're going to do next, because I am. Keep your eyes open, and watch. And I say this to my friends, I'm not looking for new friends. I'm not. I got enough of new friends. But watch who's trying to slither. Watch who's trying to slither in now. You got a lot of people that all of a sudden want to start trying to slither in and become your friend. But you got to watch them. Be careful, because they're sneaky. Some sneaky snakes.
No new friends.
No new friends. What's going on, Marva?
Hey, Marva, thanks for tuning in.
No new
So
friends.
with that being said, my positive quote for the day is take care of yourself and love yourself first.
Yes. And y'all know me, and I can't say it enough. Invest in self. Invest in yourself. Take some time out for you. Do you, but make sure you invest in yourself. Stop trying to invest in so many other people. They're going to be all right. Invest in yourself. Take time out for yourself and watch what happens. But at the end of the day, y'all know what I say. It's always better to give than it is to receive. And until then, hey, we'll see you at Washington Park, City of Cincinnati, State of Ohio on Friday. How about that?